Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sandbox Wednesday stream. I'm Alex Flores, aka KamiSawZe, joined here by the immaculately trimmed Lukus is right.
Well, thank you.
I'm going for a haircut myself tomorrow
But
because
why? It's
it's
so
just
majestic.
it's too much to deal with, and I'm gonna go see Avenged Sevenfold, and I don't want all this
But then
extra weight.
what's going to happen when you bang your head if there's no hair there?
I will do it without getting whiplash. That's what I'll do.
Mm. You're a glass is half full kind of guy, Alex. That's what I like about you.
I like my glass all the way full. Um, all
Nice.
right, we're gonna finish building out this quest today.
Okay.
And in the meantime, if anybody has any questions about 0.9 stuff, I can't really answer anything about 0.10, even though it has been announced, sort of. So
Officially, unofficially.
yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
Sebastian put out a tweet about us getting the
Mm-hmm.
presentation for it, and you know that comes right before the actual launch. I mean, that's just the way it's been. Um, I'm so pumped. I like
Tell us more.
0.9.
Say more
0.9.
right now.
I don't know that anything tops rules. Rules is
Mm.
such a fundamental change to the game maker. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard to have anything top rules as like a new feature, but some of the features coming in 0.10, I I need to stop talking about it before I let something slip because okay.
I
Um
mean, everything you're going to say is going to be said soon anyway. So, I mean, if you look at time as being
it's
cyclical, then hasn't it
it's a
already been
flat
said?
circle, and yeah, I really have already said all this stuff in the future. So I don't need to see it right
Mm-hmm.
now.
Oh,
That's
see, you took a different route. You button hooked me with my own words, and I can appreciate that. Okay. Well
um
done.
I did notice kind of accidentally that I missed a raccoon.
How
Uh
dare?
I felt really bad about it. And I think it's because it was in characters and not in props. I'm actually hoping, I don't know if this is changing in 0.10 or not, but I'm kind of hoping that we get like an all tab back, because it used to be that everything, like we could say I just want blocks, or I just want characters, or I just want props, or I just want equipment. But it kind of defaulted to an all view, and I want that all back because it's pretty frequent that I'm like jumping back and forth because something got mislabeled or uploaded weird or predates a certain um way of organizing. So this lead raccoon,
Hmm.
very special one, because this was just for the leaders in Cellux, I think. A little
Is that why he's
chalkboard
got
and
a
pencil.
little
Look at that.
notepad?
Yeah. And a
He's a
pencil.
functionary with a clipboard.
There's a duck on it.
You know what? I'm just gonna say this out loud, but that would be an amazing item to add in like a duck like treasure hunt. Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
A duck hunt.
Not treasure, not duck hunt, not treasure hunt. There's like the scavenger hunt. If you were like
Oh, okay.
find 10 ducks in this experience, and then like you use that as one of the ducks, that would be
Mm-hmm.
so mean slash amazing because everybody will be looking for physical ducks, and all of a sudden you got this like amazing. You could put that like at the start, like the person who gives out the quest is
Mm-hmm.
just sitting there like, would you like to join our scavenger hunt? And like one of the hunt items is literally right there.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace the golden one
Mm.
with the lead raccoon, and then have the gold one be like the prize at the end. Like you get all the others, and then the golden one pops up. So we're gonna replace
Okay.
that. We're gonna change the messages here. So I had bandit dot lead, and then we're going to change, I think this is the gold one. Yeah. We're going to change that to be the leader. And change the message to bandit.lead. So when we did this on Saturday, we determined that all of these were working as we interacted and caught the raccoons. And then we couldn't turn in the quest because I hadn't set it up that way. Wayward says, such a beautiful collection of raccoons. Thank you, Wayward. Yes, it is one of my favorite things that I've gotten kind of passively. Like I didn't go out to collect these things. They're all gifts from the art team. And I am so happy when I see these pop up in my inventory, or when I see them. Sometimes they'll get announced on Slack before they get given out. So I'll see a message in the artist chat going, "Hey, we're sending these out to the artists." And I'm like, "Yes, yes, another one. I want more."
More power. But replace power with, raccoons.
Let my army grow. All right. So we do want to put an indicator on Wizard the Green, and we're gonna have our quest indicators in there. So we're gonna link the bandit hunt quest to him. This doesn't technically do anything right now, really. I think what this does, and I think it's only like if you are part of a season that has EP and stuff. This link might be the thing that shows you've already earned the EP. If you like go and talk to the person, it's like this quest is grayed out and stuff. I'm not sure on that. So I link it anyway, just because it's there and I like filling everything out. But I don't think it actually makes a difference here because quest cursors, you still have to put the bandit hunt things in there. So he's both the giver and the receiver. And we're going to want to change the asker behavior after receiving the quest. So if you remember, we set up Wizzy the Green as just an animated behavior. So when we interact with him, it changes him to a talking animation, but the actual asker is coming from this raccoon here, who says squeak in italics. All right. So we've got the giver, we've got the receiver. So that means those will automatically pop up. Interact. We are going to have an interaction, and we're going to have it say talk because we're going to want to talk to him. Let's see. I don't think we need a display name on him. Let's see what else we need for interaction. I like having the interact VFX because that indicates to me that the interaction was successful. We can have a display arrow, and we're going to put it down to 0. We will display over because it's a quest. Everything will show through the walls. But we're going to move that visibility to only, I think, like 10 meters. So as we get closer, we should be able to see them. Let's see what this looks like.
While we're loading that, Humalidox asks, anyone know if there is a new way to send damage 100 through messages?
Yep.
I used that fairly often.
Yep, so it's changed now. Let's just see. Okay, so it appears there. Maybe we want to put it a little bit further away. So the damage messages changed because those are now arguments in a message. So it's no longer it's no longer written through the message, and kind of that way was predating the argument system, but it was kind of defining it as an argument also. Tom Voxel says there is. It needs to be blue. Yeah. So the blue color messages are the arguments. So when we want to send a message, let's see. So we're going to set this to be a message broadcaster. Now I don't remember off the top of my head what it's actually called. A health. So there's a health message, and you can now set it to -1,000 to +1,000. So it's just the health message, and then you set it to that, and then you can set who it's affecting the same way that you would do before. So you can set it to everyone in range. So everybody with the health component would get a 35 HP health boost by being within this, say, 5-meter range here. Or you can set it to specific tags in range. So it could go to the tag ally, and then it would go to, say, Papa Smurf and Wizzy the Green, but it wouldn't go to I almost said Gilgamesh. What's the what's the bad guy in Smurfs? It's not Gilgamesh. It's
Gargamel.
Gargamel. Gargamel.
For a second, I was like, Gilgamesh, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't go to Gilgamesh either. And wouldn't go to Gargamel and his cat, whose name I also can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, why am my brain's not great with names to begin with, but the past few weeks just been names are just
Ezreal.
floating away. I think it's because I've been spending all my times. I've basically read every asset description on layer 1. Azrael, thank you.
Ezreal, yeah.
I don't think it's spelled that way though. I think it's with an A.
Azrael, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And by remember correctly, if Google remembers correctly, because I looked it up.
I should have one. If I can spell it correctly, there we go. Azrael, right here. So anyway, we're setting up the health message here, and now I can't click on the stairs because his cat's in the way.
I mean, cats get in the way. That's what they do, and we love them for it.
That is the primary defining feature of cats, is things that get in the way of things.
When I was doing the job interview for my cats, like the first question I asked them was like, "Do you like to get in the way of everything?" And the male cat was like, good sir, it is a necessity.
Yeah. Oh, it was translated. Yeah. So I mean, the Smurfs cartoon is originally from Belgium, isn't it?
I have no idea.
But I think it's French language, because that's what they speak in that country, I believe. I think. But regardless, it's a French language cartoon, whether or not. But the name Azrael would be Hebrew, I think. So anyway, so we can set it to all, which means that everything with the health component would get a boost. Everyone in range, meaning whatever distance you define. Specific tags in range, so that way you can exclude allies or enemies. You damage. Do an area of effect attack from an enemy would only damage your allies or you. Or you could do damages specific to like an elemental type. So you've got like a group of ice monsters and a group of fire monsters, and the fire attack is only doing damage to ones with the ice tag or something. So you can start to filter out which kinds of characters you're affecting. Selected actors, you can have it target specific characters, and you can actually do multiple of them. So if you had very specific groups that you weren't defining with tags, but you knew that there were specific things on the map, say you wanted to damage these pillars that are holding up a platform that is above a boss that'll crush them or something. You can say, okay, these pillars will get damaged by this attack. Rules. So I don't see a lot of benefits sending a health message to the rules system. So you can have messages go specifically to rules and objectives to modify values there. But nothing in the rules or objectives will have health, because that's a component that goes on the actual assets. So there may be some use for doing it in rules and objectives, but I don't know what that would be. Um, and self. So you could have an item casting healing on itself constantly. It could repeat. You could do something as healing itself forever with a 5-second delay between each heal. So that could be a boss that's constantly like buffing itself with more health, and you have to get your damage up to a high enough level where it won't kill itself. Or, I mean, you can there was a scenario that I encountered before where I wanted to have a boss that could be killed with a message to complete a quest. And if you give it a health component and you say invincible, there's no way to kill it. Like a death message won't kill it. Um, I'm actually not entirely sure why you would want. I guess if you have a switcher, maybe. But
Why
um,
what?
why would you want something that's invincible to even like? Just don't put a health component on them.
Are you referencing Leadox's earlier question when you say that?
Well, this is about just health in general. Like, what's the point of having an invincible thing with a health bar? Like, I
Well,
guess.
earlier in one of
Go
our
ahead.
earlier streams, you created something that was invincible with a health bar because you wanted them to solve like some sort of a puzzle to be able to kill them. And so when they brought like I think it was like an it was like a idol to it, like a pedestal or something like that, it
Man,
turned off their
we're going back like 2
invincibility.
years.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
while ago, but that was why we did it earlier, was because you
Yeah.
wanted them to like solve a puzzle to be able to kill this invincible
Right.
boss who was attacking you the entire time you were trying to solve the puzzle.
So I guess um and this is kind of the same example that I'm giving is like you can the solution is like the kill message doesn't work if they're invincible. So you need them to not you need invincible to be off. Um so you could have them constantly healing themselves with, whatever, if you set it to 1,000 healing every 1 second, it's virtually impossible to get that much damage against them unless you do other damage broadcasters. So if you're healing and damaging at the same time with broadcasters, because there's no attacks that are going to get you past that 1,000 health per second value. Um, so that is a way to have them be invincible and have a message that can kill them. So the only thing that the thing that I'm pointing out is like if you put invincible on, why do you even need a health component? If you just don't put a health component, then they're invincible already. You can't attack. I mean, you can attack
The
them, but
illusion.
and that's what I was. Thank you. That's what I was going for. You might want the illusion that there's a health bar. You can't see a health bar unless they have the health component. So you
Hmm.
may want to see that health bar. You may want to see that you're doing some damage, but it's not enough. That's why you might. Well, actually, I don't think you could even damage them if they're invincible. Like, what if I make Papa Smurf here invincible? I don't think you bring their health down to 1. I think that just no. It's been a while since I've even used invincible, so I'm not sure the way it works right now. Let's see. I'm pretty sure if I set the health to invincible, and he's got no behavior, so he's just gonna stand there. Yeah, so I'm not even doing damage to him right now. So if I hit L, it shows the health bar, but just nothing's happening because he's invincible. So so it really it gives you the illusion of the health.
Hmm.
Um, and I think the other thing, the only feature that I might want out of that is to be stunnable. So an invincible enemy can be stunned. Um, so if he's attacking me, uh,
Ice Pilot says make the health bar an animation, and I think that's wonderful. Make
Yeah,
them invincible, and then yeah.
you could totally do health bars as an animated asset that's like attached to the enemy. Um, and then as you damage them, um, hmm, I don't think we have a way to send a message on damage. Um, hmm.
So it'd just always be there if it was an animation.
Well, what you could do is have, so if you wanted to be like a big boss, like say like a Dark Souls boss kind of thing, where they get the giant health bar across the top of the screen, except in this case the health bar would be like a part of them. Um, if you attach smaller items to them that are destructible, so basically like you swipe an attack, it kills that one item, and that item dying is what marks the damage on the enemy. Like invisible organs or something. I mean, you could even make them visible. Have little chunks of flesh taken out of Papa Smurf here or something. So Papa Smurf's not attacking me. Why am I not good enough for you?
You're
Uh,
beneath him.
Tags to attack, hostile. So because I can't actually damage him, he doesn't see me as hostile. So I'm gonna switch that to avatar. Um, Basically, he said I was beneath him. Now he's attacking me. Okay. So whoa, he does a lot of damage. Okay. So we wait for the attack.
Did he
And
one hit you and it was just a slow response, or was it 2 hits to kill?
okay, so I parried him and it still didn't stun him. Did I? I thought I turned stunnable on though. He two hit me, so he brought me down to like 5 health, and then he. So
Nice.
stunnable. With invincible on, I don't think stunnable even works.
Oh wow.
Um, hmm. Let's lower his attack damage though. Good grief, he is a legendary character, but 91 attack
I mean, he
power
is Papa Smurf. Come on, he's Papa
is
Smurf. He's
is a
obviously like Gandalf the White here. We're not even
he is
talking
a
Gandalf
heavy
the
hitter.
Gray. We're talking Gandalf the White after he levels up.
Okay, so I'm blocking. It makes the sound now. It didn't used to make a sound.
Nice.
It's difficult to determine the timing for parrying. There we go. I got a parry in. Yeah, so he's not stunnable when he's invincible. Let's turn off invincible and see if we can still, or see if we can stun him now.
Speaking of
I'm
Invincible, a
just
new episode came out the other day.
I'm just seeing like invincible as not having much of a purpose in the any context I would actually use it, except for like you said, the illusion of health.
Hmm.
I apparently parrying doesn't stun either. Did that change? I feel like parrying used to stun.
So I see. I wouldn't be a good person to ask because I'm really bad with the timing on that. I think in my like Sandbox career, I've actually got that parry to pop up like once or twice. Also, I'm the guy who comes in and just spams attack and
I
doesn't
typically,
really,
yeah, I'm not big on defensive measures.
Yeah.
Parry used to stun. Stunnable only works for charge attacks. Well, I just did it and it didn't stun either. Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, we're making a multiplayer hub anyway. We don't need stunnable or invincible anything. But, um, interesting. Okay. There definitely been some changes there. Maybe some stuff needs to get put back in place. Uh, that's. I hope that answered your question though, you Talks. Not Jackie Chan. That you use the health message with the -1,000 to +1,000 argument to change health, and so it's not damage or heal; it's just health combined. All right. So this one now spawns the Cell X lead raccoon and has the bandit lead. We do need a spot for the golden raccoon, and I feel
Mm,
like,
like a raised dais.
yeah, I kind of want to put it here, but it's going to ruin my symmetry.
Well, it's why you put it up super high. That way it doesn't even like the symmetry doesn't matter because it's above everything else.
Right, it doesn't even register as
Like
being.
put it on top of the tree that's already sitting there. I'm about efficiency and effectiveness.
Which block did we use? We used that one. Let's go to our basic blocks.
You're a basic block.
Thank you. That means I'm very important.
And useful. That's what I was saying. Wildly useful. Comes in handy all the time. No game could be completed without him. There we go. That's what I should have gone with from the get-go.
I mean, technically, you'd have to try very hard to make a game with that didn't involve something that I touched. You'd have to not use regular avatars.
I say no
All I
thank
hear
you.
was floating cemetery.
I don't know
What?
what she's talking about, but I want to learn more about said floating cemetery.
I don't. I don't. We were talking about floating things or cemeteries. You said a raised Dias or something like that. Why are we talking about
As
floating
we sit here
cemeteries? I'm so
on bated
confused.
breath, waiting to learn more about this floating cemetery. I feel like we need to create an experience that is the floating cemetery.
Putting a cemetery on a tree.
No, what we were
That
saying was
we wanted to.
what I was suggesting.
Sorry. That's not at
Well,
all
Alex
what he
Pop.
said.
But I mean, I could see where she's going with that. What I was saying was put the golden raccoon on top of the
Symmetry.
tree.
Symmetry.
Yes. There we go. Thank you. I didn't know where she got cemetery from, but I was like, all right, let's roll with it. Yes. Symmetry, cemetery, basically the same word.
Right.
So, especially with my American accent, they basically blend together. Yeah. I get it. I get it.
Wow.
Welcome to We Build Wednesdays, where we don't only build with voxels, we build with our hearts. Okay. We have fun.
All right, I'm changing the fish pond a little bit here,
Why
and
for?
it did. Well, I'm just kind of for the sake of symmetry. I'm just making it one block shorter here.
Yeah. Gotta love symmetry. I see what you did.
Yeah,
But is the goldfish going to go through the blocks now?
Nope.
And be like a ghost fish? Because that'd be perfect for the cemetery.
No, I rearranged or I added some blocks here to get in the way.
Gotcha.
And we did determine that there wasn't any issue with. Well, let's get rid of the health components. We don't need those. There was no issue with the single player soldier having a multiplayer platform going up and down for the fish. It is yes, it's mixing single player and multiplayer components, but there was no reason for them to not do that. So it did throw a warning, but it worked fine anyway. Let's hit save because I haven't done that the whole time that we've been experimenting here. Build with our hearts and sometimes with our brain. That sounds about right.
No brains.
All right. We're gonna move these blocks up. So basically, I'm making like another spot for the the golden raccoon to appear in. So we're just kind of shifting everything, doing a little scooch
Ooh.
over here, which should be pretty simple to achieve.
Mm. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love the fact that the selector block, if you will, looks like a holofoil trading card from the late 80s. It's just wonderful. That green like translucence that they got going on there. It just I don't know why. It just tickles me pink. And I don't even know what that phrase means, but I'm throwing it out there. My mom says it all the time. She says I'm just tickled pink, and I'm like, I don't know what that means, lady, but that is hysterical. See what you're doing. Looks good.
Yeah, feels good.
Mm,
Seems
it
right.
should. Mm.
All right, and then the golden one will appear here when the quest is complete. Let's give him a special block of their own.
Oh. Ooh. That block is fancy. Like
It
I feel
is
like I need a
fancy.
coat and tie just to be near it.
This one feels a little too alien.
Mm. It's gaudy.
It's a
The
little.
other one was
It's a bit
fancy. That
much.
one's gaudy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I feel like the other one was Black Tie Affair, and then the one you just put up. Do you remember Affliction T-shirts?
No.
Okay, they were a big thing for a little while, but they were like they just had way too much design on the shirt. They were very busy. If anybody
Okay.
out there's a big Affliction fan, I apologize, but I regret nothing. My words they ring true.
Somehow I knew you were going to say ring true. um.
Mm.
All right. Asset to spawn is gonna be golden. Oh, wait. Oh, it's doing the thing again where it can't make up its mind how many assets it wants to spawn. All right. So Bandit Gold's gonna spawn that. So Bandit Gold's only going to fire off once we complete the quest and turn it in. So we've got message required, Wizzy start. That's accepting the quest, and after we've done that, we're gonna turn off the logic for Wizzy start. So Wizzy accept is going to end this logic tree. And we're gonna go with adding a toggle component. And actually, I want to remind myself what switch does. I think switch will just change like um, visibility and collision, I believe. Switch. Starting state AB. What? That doesn't look right. Edit logic. Does switch not do at all what I thought it does?
What did you think it does?
Oh, asset property changer. Thank you, Luton General. I was looking at the wrong thing. Asset property changer was the one I was thinking of. Uh, I guess I haven't used switch yet. Switch. Message required A. Message required B. Starting state A or B. Message on A. Message on B. So this kind of works like a toggle thing. Um, uh, but it's really it's like both sides of the toggle. So when you use a toggle, it's like an on or off for the behavior entirely. But using a switch means that we can kind of guide a message. So we have talking to Wizzy the Green is what starts our message, and then it could go to a switch which would direct it to asker A or asker B. um, and we could actually have it go back and forth between multiple things. So we can basically set up a logic tree this way, which you can also do with the toggle, but is potentially more complicated depending on what you're trying to do with it. So we can use the single interact with Wizzy the Green to send out to one or the other thing. Um, so I'm trying to think of like what would be the actual way we would prefer to do this. We've got our message uh, being Wizzy start after interacting with this guy. So we interact, it starts our talking animation loop and does the Wizzy start message, which goes out to our raccoon and activates our asker. And then we can either accept or we can reject. Rejecting is what stops the animation of him talking, which accepting also does, but accepting will start the quest. So once we've started the quest, we don't want to be able to keep on talking to him to activate the quest. Maybe it will make him say something that reminds us of what the quest is. Um, so let's see. Turn on message. I think what we'll do, we've already answered the question here, so we can turn off this asker by having Wizzy accept. So turn off is Wizzy accept. And initial behavior state is true. So it will let us have this conversation. Um, Now that Wizzy start has happened, um, interacting here, it won't do this behavior when we interact. So let's see. Message required. Starting state AB. I feel like it's not super useful for us to use a switch in this situation, unless we're triggering this in a different way. Um, since we're already using Wizzy start to begin the conversation, we kind of want to just bypass that entirely. So we're not going to use a switch here. Um, we're just going to use some logic donuts and have the next parts of the conversation happen with the message that we're already sending. So we're going to do a logic asset, and we're going to put it, we'll just put it above. I like to try to keep all my logic kind of organized spatially. Kind of like, if you're like writing documents and you want to like put them on your desk, you might want to stack them in the order of things that you're going to like work on. So in this case, we're just going to start here and work our way up through the conversation. So we still want talking to Wizzy to activate this whole animation loop. So Panda has organized chaos. That can, if I'm just throwing an example together real fast, it will be like slapped together. But I want to actually be able to go back and remember how I did this, which might make it helpful to name these assets, so not just leaving them called logic assets. So like all of these, I should be calling them like what they are. So this will be Santa spawner, gift spawner, da, 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 end of year spawner, And this way, when I type spawner in the hierarchy, I'll actually be able to find them based on what they are. Battle
Bob says,
spawner.
like Cemetery 1.
I mean, if we had a cemetery in here, that would be a perfect place. But we would have to add a cemetery because there's no cemetery. There's a lot of symmetry going on, though.
What if it was floating?
What
I'm just saying.
What if the cemetery was floating? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of the real estate of the city is already taken up by all the buildings. So if we're gonna put a cemetery in, it'd probably be a floating.
That's such a good idea.
And last one is the night spawner. Okay. All right. Back on track. So
think of the song from It's Always Sunny.
Dayman. Fighter of the night man. Yeah, actually, and also, funny enough, like I said, anybody who like builds or plays in the sandbox is like doing or using things that I've touched. They're also interacting with Always Sunny in Philadelphia memes. They can't help it because the rig that the avatars use is called Gray Man.
I never thought of that. I've seen that and I've read that and I've known that, but I never thought that. That's wonderful.
The description of Gray Man is fighter of the night man, champion of the sun.
Oh my god. That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I commend you, you prince among men.
The Always Sunny lore goes deep. And it's just me. It's totally just me. Just inserting it in there. Yeah. That's the closest to the sun I'm flying with copyright infringement.
I mean,
I think it's safe.
Yeah, you're just throwing words out there, and that one though, yeah, that's pretty spot on. I mean,
it's pretty close, but it is different. You know, it's
just
Karen,
a guy
not
in an
Carol.
office room. Yeah,
it's.
And Pepe's a really common name, especially in the Web3 community.
Exactly.
Yeah. Come on, man. Give yourself some credit.
All right.
We'll spit.
That was one of the first assets that Phil bought. Oh, thank you.
I do really enjoy that asset a lot.
I really enjoyed making it.
Wasn't that one of the boxes?
Yeah, Pranksy's NFT boxes. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move this up because I can't actually click the raccoon. Let go. Why? Okay, let's go up another. There we go.
He's
now
a
I can click on
very
him.
stubborn raccoon.
No, it's a stubborn donut. All right, so Wizzy Start is what's going to activate this donut as asker behavior, but we have turned off this asker with the Wizzy Accept. So we want to use the toggle to turn on this one. Toggle, and initial behavior state is going to be false. It's not going to be active, but we're going to turn it on with Wizzy Accept. So now if we talk to Wizzy the Green, Wizzy Start is going to go to this new asker. So Wizzy Start, and Wizzy the Green. It's going to be that. And what should we call the conversation? We got Raccoon Mascot. We got Wizzy the Green. We're going to say this logic asset is
awesome. Awesome one.
awesome chat one.
There you go. And we could
Um,
call this experience Fort Awesome.
I think it's already called Wizzy the Green's penthouse, but that is a pretty awesome place.
Right? Fort Awesome sounds like a place I would want to go. Like if I'm on a road trip and there's a road sign that says Fort Awesome next right, I'm probably taking that next right.
Um, all right. So let's see. We're gonna need Wizzy the Green to say, "Did you need something?" Or no, just
Sup?
how's it going? Did you find all of the raccoons yet?
Can you
So
make
this way,
it?
we're actually like leading the question.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it saves us the number of logic assets that we have to like chain in this process, because we could have Wizzy the Green go like, "What do you need?" And then we have multiple questions for the player to ask. In this, we're having him infer the question to you, or it's even
Mm.
more than like it's implicit. Like he's saying what the question is, but if that was your question, like what was I supposed to be doing? Because you don't have a quest reminder right on the side of the screen. Um, this will tell the player like, "Oh, did you find the thing that I was looking for yet?" And say,
If they say no, like one of the options is either yes or no. If they say no, can you have the response be beat it, nerd?
um, I could have it be that, or maybe more appropriately, he says something like, "Good luck, keep trying," or "You haven't
I
quite
guess
found them all
I guess,
yet."
I guess that's a little more appropriate. A little kinder vibe.
You're right, right, yeah. The Wizzies aren't particularly mean. They try to be helpful. All right.
Wizzy the Green's just got a look about him. He looks ornery. Look at that face. That's an ornery face. For some reason, I have a difficult time saying the word ornery. So I should probably stop saying it.
Or
Wizzy the
keep
Green
saying it.
is sus.
Keep saying it to practice and get better at it.
Ooh.
All right.
Challenge accepted.
I'm still looking. I think I found them all. Do a Bethesda thing and say lie. Then we could roll for damage or something. Roll for saving throw. Wizzy the Green just yeets you off the
Constitution
rooftop.
saving throw.
We should have a sliding platform go launch you into the sky. All things that we could do, but I'm not doing that for this.
Ooh, I have an
That is,
idea.
yeah. What's up?
Let's drop a giveaway form.
Hey, let's do it.
Okay.
What time is it? It's 6. So actually, while that giveaway form is going out, let's take a little break for the news with Panda Pops.
Nice.
All right, form is in the chat. Panda's got a good one for you this week. Yeah, with you, Panda. Yeah. We'll be right back.
See you soon.
Hello and welcome back to another News of the Week with me, Panda Pops. So let's jump straight into what is happening this week and all of the latest news, as well as our mentions of the week. Going over to the events page, we do still have the Game Maker Fund Builders Challenge happening. There is a huge reward pool of 1 million sands shared between all the winners. If you would like to know how to be eligible, please do go over to sandbox.game and go to events, click on the Builders Challenge event, and here you will see plenty of links that will take you to see eligibility and all of that important stuff. So go check that out. Next, we have the Love and Music Festival. This ends on March 28th. So just a few more days remaining for this one. So make sure to go and play those experiences, get that EP. So you are eligible to win the prizes. Many different prizes for lots of different types of people. 80k for landowners, 50k for avatar owners, 30k sand is for everybody, so no investment needed there. And then there are some additional rewards. Next up, we do have the Entanglement Treasure Hunt. This ends on April 24th. This is a super unique kind of event happening. This is being run by Endzone, and the prize is by Endzone. This is just something that Sandbox is supporting and advertising. So definitely go check out the Entanglement game by Endzone. Next up, registrations for a game jam. Yes Chef Game Jam. Register by March 20th. So you'll only have a few more days once this video goes live. And if you did miss registration, then do make sure to always be checking those event pages, because VoxEdit and Game Jams do show up on here. So do check there. There's the prize breakdowns here. So it'll show you all of the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, 5th to 10th place, as well as the honourable mentions. Next up is the Easter 2024 VoxEdit contest. This ends on March 29th, so you got a few days. There is a regular category and a beginner category. You can click Learn More to go to the Medium article, which does have a few additional information, but all of the main information is on here. So we have prizes with the breakdown for each category, how to be a verified creator, all the important dates, as well as results being announced on a live show on April 20th over on Twitch. So make sure to tune in for that. How to submit your entry, important guidelines, please do check these, and the judging criteria. Now let's move on to our mentions of the week. So our first one goes to Chimpa Bastion, and sorry if I said your name wrong. And this is for their primal assets. So they have primal equipment here, and this is somebody from the Creator Fund, and I will be highlighting many members of our Creator Fund throughout these mentions of the week, as well as many other artists as well. So these legs have speed associated to them. So this is their primal armor. Check out Chimpa Bastion, and I hope I said that name correct. Some amazing assets there for 100 sand. Our next mention goes to S7E FA Voxel. Obviously, we want to highlight both Creator Fund and other artists as well. So do make sure, if you would like to be mentioned in our mentions of the week for art, for experiences that you have created, or just general content that you would like us to highlight on these streams, then do let me know. Tag PandaPop7 over on Twitter so I can see your amazing work and showcase you. But this is an amazing tank. Look at the detail on this. Look at it. Fantastic. Fantastic detail. Next up is Arumita with the police security drone. Cute little thing here. Lots of animations. Would be great in some sort of futuristic experience. Next, I want to highlight this little video that I was tagged in by Lucky Sheep. It's an elevated house that they have created. Lots of love and detail has been put in this asset, and I really like it. Our last mention of the week goes to Chili Oil, and if you have not seen Chili Oil's work, you definitely should. It's a definite artist that you should be following. So Chili Oil actually posted this picture the other day, and I've actually had some people ask, is this done in VoxEdit? Is this a Sandbox game? Has this been created using VoxEdit? Yes, it has. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely fantastic. Just so clean, and the detail is fantastic. The way they've been able to make it not look like voxels is just wonderful, and I really, really wanted to highlight them. They're always making fantastic, absolutely fantastic pieces of work. And I just really wanted to highlight this here because it's beautiful. It's just stunning. So now let's go on to our experience mentions of the week. And let's get into those. So our first experience mention is Color Catch by Yetzi Jam Game. And I'm sorry if I said that incorrect as well. Absolutely amazing. Love this one. Great multiplayer experience. So definitely go in there with some of your friends, hang out. We should be playing this, depending on when you're seeing this news of the week, we should be playing this on Friday's group play stream that we are doing. So yeah, looks really cool. Definitely check this one out. Our next experience mention is Bunny's Brawl. Go check this out. This was entered for the Care Bears end of year tower defense game jam. If a tower defense game is something that you are interested in checking out, do go have a little look and a little play. Show some love to Aoki Studio. That is it for our news of the week. And now back to your regular scheduled content. See you next time.
And we're back. How's it going, everybody?
Okay, I gotta throw something out there real quick. I don't know if I told Panda this or not. But so what I've been doing is during the breaks when we're playing the news, to get my blood pumping again, I'll go off, I'll do some push-ups, and I'll start do a plank. And I try to plank throughout the entire news, and I feel like ever since I made that decision, the news is getting longer and longer. And I feel like Panda's doing this on purpose because she wants me to hurt. And today it was just like I got like 5 minutes through the news, and I was like, "All right, I can't do this anymore. How much longer do we have left?" And Alex is like, "Oh yeah, we got like 3 minutes left on this." And I was just like, "What? So if I sound a little out of breath, that's what that's about.
All right, Yamali talks. I'm doubling down. That's how it's said now.
Mm.
Did you bring enough pizza?
What's said now?
Did you bring enough pizza to share with everybody? Good thing you didn't hold your breath. Yeah, no, you should keep breathing while doing a plank so you don't pass out. That would be.
I'm not a good multitasker. So
I can either exercise or breathe.
Yeah,
doing both at the same time. The brain cells aren't there.
Not my thing.
Funny enough, that will also make you lose brain cells doing it that way.
Oh.
This explains
well,
everything.
It was fun while they lasted.
Yeah. All right. So we were doing this conversation with the raccoon here. So I determined that we didn't have a speaker on Wizzy the Green. So if you select the lying option, then he'll yell at you.
Nice.
So, because I'm all about efficiency. I like cramming as many things onto one asset or one logic donut as possible. I don't like too many. I don't like the visual clutter of like too many things going on. So anytime I can like streamline and reduce the number of assets being used, I'm happy. So we've got the conversation here. I think I found them all. We'll actually make that the first option. So people are just like quickly going through. And we're going to say color equals red. And I'm still looking. And so nothing will happen with the other ones. Actually, no, we do want his animation to change. So we can actually make him get mad.
Ooh.
with this.
Yes.
So,
Can you make him cause damage?
I could make him cause damage, but it's a multiplayer hub, so there's not really any other.
Yeah, no real reason.
Yeah, there's no reason for health here. So, Wizzy.angry. And this one will do Wizzy stop. So if we just answer the question correctly, it'll do Wizzy stop. And that is what ends his speaking loop, where he does this this talk animation. But if we want to make him angry, I don't know what animations we have for him being angry.
I'm gonna wreck it.
We got some dance. We've got enchantments.
Was there an angry dance? Like I'm gonna break dance fight you.
we could do break it, but I don't think that will accomplish what we want.
I don't, that'll convey the message we're thinking of here.
Oh, you can't type the name of the animation. I'll just scroll along. So we got attacks. Mad. He looks so indignant. He's not angry, he's just disappointed.
I was just about to say that.
We can also do sad. Nah, sad's a little too dejected.
I'm about to say that's like sad, not like disappointed sad.
Yeah. Taunt has a laugh to it. I'm not big on the laugh there, but we've got multiple taunts. Blowing a kiss is not what I would consider a taunt.
I mean, that really depends on what circle you're in.
Here's a threat.
Oh.
Hey, Crash, we are back. We're back on Twitter now. We are... you've been waiting for us to stream the entire bear market. We've been on Twitch the whole time. But yeah, Restream, there were some issues with Twitch rules and Restream and stuff. So we are now back on Twitter and Twitch at the same time, and probably YouTube soon. We got some things to arrange there, but we're happy to be back on Twitter as well.
Hey, Alex, who are you talking to?
Crash. Can you not see them?
No.
Oh, you got to look at the Restream chat.
I am. Oh, wait.
Did you?
I'm not in Restream. I'm looking at Twitch and I'm looking at Twitter.
Oh, well, I don't know how it comes across on Twitter, but there is a chat on Twitter that pops up in the Restream chat. But we can't, according to Twitch rules, we can't show the Restream chat on the window because they don't like people knowing that you're representing on multiple platforms, because, that would be too good for your community. I reserve the right to roast Twitch for making dumb decisions.
I feel like that's fair. I've been expecting it.
None of the taunts are really doing it for me. I think I think we'll just go with mad.
Okay.
Hey Dan Coy, how's it going? Ice Pilot.
Dan Coy's been putting out some great videos lately.
Ice Pilot referee in the conversation, I think. I don't know what that means in this context.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Ice Pilot, apparently, if he's the referee. All right, so we're going to use Mad. When's the new season coming out? I can't say. Actually, I don't know, but I also can't say, even if I did know.
Two things can be true at the same time.
It'll be announced probably on Twitter and Medium and Discord and an email all at the same time. And if you see it on one of those platforms and you don't see it on the other ones,
sus.
A little bit sus. There might be, a few hours of synchronization for things to update on various platforms.
Yeah.
But, if you see anything about Alpha Season 4 or a beta season or release season or whatever, and you don't see it being talked about on any of the other platforms, talk to the ambassadors. And yeah, Twitch's rules are weird. But just that there's never been a you have 30 minutes to interact with this or you're gonna
15
miss the
seconds.
next Sandbox season. This message will self-destruct
Airdrop right now.
Right. The Sandbox has never done that. There have been some like, hey, we're doing this thing in a week, but that gives you time to react.
And it's open to everyone. Here's a form to fill out to register for it. Things like that. Not give us all your wallet address and your seed information right now for a free airdrop of $1 million. That's not a thing.
Answer our DM in your chats. Like, no. so yeah, always be aware. Like when the Sandbox announces something, they're going to announce it across multiple platforms, and this live stream will probably be the last place you'll hear it because our stream is at specific times, and we are not authorized to announce things before they're announced publicly. So I go and I read that news, so you can get that news before I read it. So yeah, no Elf season 4 beans from me yet. Give me 1 ETH and I'll send you 2 ETH back. Don't do that. When Panda says you have until tomorrow to submit to win Sand, and don't forget to add your wallet keys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Panda hasn't said that before. Yeah, keep an eye out for imposters. Like, I don't know if this is still the case, but there used to be hundreds of bots on Twitter imitating me. And they would use my profile picture and they would set their name to be mine, and they're just like, I'm this guy, and I don't know what was being done with them, but I reported them, and it took hours. I was like, scroll report, like it was nonstop. I spent like a whole afternoon reporting all these accounts. This was
That's how you know you made
2
it.
years ago. Yeah, that's how you know you made it. You have to go through all that. And I hope a bunch of them were banned. I don't know what the ultimate outcome was with those. I haven't seen it being reported as still going on. It may. I got tired of reporting them, frankly. But if you don't see somebody that I follow on Twitter the other day posted something that is not a surefire way to determine things, but is definitely a red flag. If you see a message from somebody either in your DMs or like a reply on your thing, and you click on their profile and it says not followed by anyone you're following, that's a red flag because we're a very large community, but we're also a very close knit community, and everybody's following everybody. And if nobody is following somebody who's claiming to be somebody that you know, that might not be them. So go and check it out, because I've seen accounts that are like pretending to be Seb, pretending to be other prominent people on the platform, and then I look at their account and they're not following me, and I'm like, Seb definitely follows me on Twitter. He has for like 4 years now. And if the account's not followed, if I look at Seb's account on Twitter right now, he's probably followed by at least like 300 people that I'm following. Let's go and look.
So one thing that I want to point out real quick is I recently, when I say recently, I've got a really poor perception of the passage of time. So it was like a year and a half ago. Somebody sent me a message on Instagram, and it was from a Sebastian account. And I was super tired, so I didn't think about it when the message came through. But what they had done was they had gone on to Twitter and they had like done a little bit of research and found like a conversation between me and Seb on Twitter, and they referenced that in the conversation on Instagram when they sent me their initial message. And so just because a message comes from an account that looks real and has a little bit of active knowledge in it, you still need to be careful, because the second I at first I was like, oh man, I even rolled over and showed my wife. I was like, oh, Seb just sent me a message on Instagram. That's really cool. And then I went to sleep and I woke up the next day and I looked at it and I was like, wait a second.
I don't think Seb even
And
has an Instagram.
no, he doesn't.
And yeah,
I don't believe he does.
I know Arthur doesn't, because that's
yeah, it was just
a lot of people have tried to be like, I'm Arthur on Instagram, and that it always goes through like staff, like our Slack messages are always like, watch out, there's another person pretending to be Arthur on Instagram. Just a reminder, Arthur does not have an Instagram.
yeah.
So yeah, you definitely have to watch out for these things. And I wasn't, it was more than 300, almost 400, but yeah, followed by a whole bunch of people that I follow. That's an indicator to me that this sub guy's probably the real deal. Also, he's got the Sandbox and Animoca brands labels, or actually, sorry, that's just an emoji at the end of his name, I think. So he got the verified check mark, which is basically meaningless these days. I literally just have mine because I like being able to post higher quality videos on Twitter, and I like making long tweets. I really like making long tweets and not having to worry about breaking them up into threads.
Oh my god, it's so nice.
I'm usually there's so many times I'm like 10 characters over the word limit, and I'm like, I've already misspelled 3 words and like gotten rid
all
of
the
these
apostrophes,
extra.
X. What do you want from me?
Just it's sometimes you just got too much to say, and didn't really feel like making a second tweet. But yeah, I the features of the blue check I like, but the actual blue check itself is meaningless when looking at other people's accounts. But he does have the Animoca brands thing, which means that that Animoca brands has said this
Verified
is somebody who works for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, just things like that to keep an eye out for. So if you ever see somebody, I mean, nobody on the Sandbox staff, probably nobody on the stream team. I would actually probably have words to share if somebody on the stream team did this, is going to ask you to send them money randomly. Like, hey, send me some sand. Like, I'm in the business of sending sand to people and sending NFTs to people. If they send me something, that's awesome. I will celebrate that. People have sent me stuff, and when I notice it on OpenSea, I post about it. But I don't ask people to send me things. If I want something that somebody has, I will make sure that I get the sand to buy their thing on the marketplace. All right.
Like an adult.
Yeah, like a grown-up. I buy things now. All right. So, why is the rotation point so? Is it always that low? I guess it is. I never really noticed the little purple mark in the middle there. I don't know what that is. When you select the donut, there's a little purple ring in the middle. It might be too small to see on the stream.
Maybe I think it is.
If I put it over.
Oh, black. I see it now. Yeah.
It's just right there in the middle.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, it's the it's not a thing to like click on. It's just
that's a mean thing to say.
I guess. Oh, it's there on other things too. It's always there apparently. I don't actually know what it's there for. All right, so
it's a dream catcher, Alex.
So we've got our mad animation. So we've added an element. We're gonna play mad when we get the message Wizzy.angry. And at the end of this animation playing, it's gonna go back to Wizzy stop. So we're just adding on to our existing animated elements to make Wizzy the Green this interactive character who's emotive when you talk to him. So if you lie to him, he gets real big mad. And he has also got this speaker component. Text to display. And he's gonna go color, red, bold. It is unkind to lie. close bold, close color. Oh, I still have caps lock on. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Bold and close color. Okay. 5-second duration. Always on top. Sure. Look at target. True. So this look at target will actually keep him facing us as we interact with him from multiple directions. But the speak condition is going to wait for message, and that's going to be Wizzy angry as well. And no message sent out after it does that, although we could do something like damage or whatever. And let's see. That should be what we need for this whole little conversation tree. So mascot says squeak. Oh, you know what? Wizzy doesn't change to look at us until that message is spoken, I think. So theoretically, we could like talk to him from over here, and we say,
Got a question from
Mhm.
Dan Coy. He asks, do you know if a speaker parameter rotation duration was discontinued?
speaker parameter rotation duration was discontinued. It might have been. You know, let's see. I didn't see it there. Speaker, we got display duration, and look at target. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was taken away in 0.8. And actually, now that I think about it, that may explain. I feel like some people were using that to establish how certain mechanics would work. Um, if they had like an object that would like turn in a circle because it was like sensing an object rotating around them. Um, yeah. I don't think there's really any way to get that back specifically. Um, and it will like change the speed because when things turn, they're gonna snap to it, um, to face. So when I say look at target, I'm wondering. I think the speak condition's coming from the raccoon. That's why it looks at the raccoon. So what you could do is you could have that speak condition happening at a certain interval. Um, it's still probably it's not going to be a smooth motion though. Um, depending on how you set that up. So what Dan Coy is talking about, I think, I don't know the specific situation they're using it, but you used to be able to say how fast an item would rotate when it turns to face its target. So in the case you might have noticed when I talked to Wizzy and lied, he actually faced the raccoon to yell at the raccoon because the raccoon was the one sending the message to Wizzy to get angry. And so that target, um, normally that target, the speak condition would be detect entity, and it's looking for an avatar to face. But that's not the way we set up that speaker to happen. We set it up to be coming from a message. So the look at target, it's facing whatever it's getting the message from. In this case, the raccoon. So we're just going to turn this look at target off. We don't need it. And message to send. Yeah. So what some people have done is they wanted to have like a rotating obstacle. So like if you wanted an object to keep on turning like this to like knock players off of a platform, you could use that speaker component to say face target, and they could set an object like a bird, or they could set spawners so they would like spawn, they'd spawn an item here, and then an item here, and then an item here, and then an item here, and they would just do that in a loop. So that way, each time it changes position, this board would start turning in that direction. So now it seems that the turn rate is automatic. I don't know if it's variable based on how far it has to turn, or if it's just a set rotational speed. Um, but yeah, if you want something to turn at a specific rate, you would need to like spawn these items pretty quickly. Just spawn them like in a circle around, uh, with a certain interval between them. And it's basically you're basically building a real life motor. This is the way a real motor works with motor brushes to like have an electrical charge, make a magnet turn on and cause a thing to spin around. Except you're doing this with the speaker component to like force this plank to spin. You're building a motor. But right now you can't define the rotation speed, so you would have to make that system a little more complicated to get the timing right. All right. So we've got the lying part working. We just didn't want Wizzy the Green to face the raccoon. Like the raccoon did nothing. The raccoon's not telling lies. So mad. Did I set that to infinite loop? I think I set that to infinite loop. It is kind of funny if it's infinite looping, that he just stays mad forever after you say that. But I do want him to return back to the idol. So let's see. Mad. Plan received message. Was he angry? Message and interruptible. Infinite loop is off. Message at end. Was he stop? Should bring him back to his idol. Johnny song. Panda, I hate you for putting that back in my head. Some memes deserve to die. Lukus is sitting there blissfully unaware because he doesn't have small children.
I do not. I was very confused.
I'm gonna save you the pain and the agony. I'll let Panda ruin your life. Let's see. So we've got giver and receiver. Oh, I'll ruin it.
I don't think I'm going to allow that.
Panda's gonna pop into a call and Luke is just gonna disappear. Just nope.
I'm out. I'll just start singing the lamb chop song and just blot everything else out.
Oh, that's a good one. This is the song that never ends.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I can get behind that 100%. Yeah. The annoying songs of our childhood were a lot better than the annoying songs today. They don't make annoying songs like they used to, folks. All right. What was I trying to change? We've got he gets angry. That's successful. We had to set his animation to be play only once. It did that. He goes back. Friday. Oh God, that's when it all started going downhill. Was Friday. That's when you knew that there was no going back. Everything was going to be worse after that. That is the song that put us on the current timeline.
Huh? I mean, I despise Black Friday and everything it stands for, but there's also a song.
Rebecca Black was in it was probably like what 2010, 2011. I think it was around the time my wife and I started dating. Had this song called Friday. It was a very teeny bopper song.
I saw Black Friday
Badger,
together, and I thought
Yeah.
somebody named Rebecca was singing it. Don't mind me.
Badger.
Mushroom.
That's not even an annoying song. That's just a bop.
It gets in your brain.
Snake, oh no, snake. 2011. I was pretty close. It was after my wife and I started dating. March 14th. Wow. So as of a week ago, it's been 13 years since the world began to end. All right. What are we doing here? I'm getting too
I have no
distracted.
idea.
This is why I had to change the title. We're not doing out of 10 days anymore. It's just however long it takes, because I get way too easily distracted. We're having too much fun. If I didn't have anything else to be doing and you wanted me to just make this game, I could probably do everything that I've done here on stream in about, I don't know, what, 6 hours total. Everything that I've done on stream so far, I probably could have done in like 2 hours. Give me a whole 8 hours, and we'd be done and on to the next thing.
I derail everything professionally. Kind of what I do.
That's your superhero name, the Derailer.
Oh, I thought you were going to say my superhero name was "It's kind of what I do," and I'm like, it's a little wordy and rather long, but I'll take it.
It's kind of what I do, man.
And people are like, wait, is that a statement or is that his name?
Don't overthink it. That's what I do.
Is this hyphenated? Well done. Well done.
All right. Okay, so we've got our conversation going on. Sure, help you find them. Sorry, no time. Okay, so we've got our angry message. I'm still looking. Just puts it back to the same idle loop that it was on. Let's see. All right, so then once we find all of them, let's save, because it's been a while, I think. Is this hyphenated? That sounds like does this have dairy in it? Is this hyphenated? Sorry, I'm allergic.
Gluten-free.
And we're gonna go up to our objectives. Bandit hunt.
Save work.
We just did. I just literally hit save.
Do it again. She redeemed points.
Wait, somebody redeemed points for that? Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have the regular Twitch thing up.
I'll tell you when it happens.
Did it not play the overlay?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it might not do an overlay for that one. Because I have the overlay set. So if somebody does, can somebody redeem like Fwonk or whatever?
Thanks to the prophecy.
There we go. That works. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Okay, good. So that part's working. It just doesn't do it for like save. So I preemptively did the save redeem.
Okay. A little clairvoyancy going on here. Yeah. I'm on to you.
Yeah.
Never playing cards with you again.
No. Oh, no, cancel. Oh, fuck.
Wow.
Thank you, Panda. All right, so we've got auto unlock. We require message. Was it accept? We got a counter. We're collecting objects with bandit tag. We get 9 of them. Requires message. So we get Wizzy complete is the required message. So that means we're gonna have to turn in to talk to Wizzy the Green over here, and that's gonna give us our Wizzy complete message. Action after completion. I don't think we need that. So actually no, that's what we're gonna action after complete is gonna spawn the gold guy here. So send message gold bandit.gold. All right, but what's going to get our WYSI complete message is the next conversation. So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to line it back up with the original because I like things lining up. $8, 45, 43. Hi. And go up until we can click the one that's underneath it. There we go. And this is awesome chat number 2. And
Yeah,
this
it
what's
is.
required is WYSI start. Oh yeah, so we need to toggle off for this. So So if we collect all the things, actually, yeah, we shouldn't have it just stop if we lie. Oh, we might not actually be able to do it that way without adding a bunch of other logic. So we've got WYSI accept action after completing quest completion. Okay, so we need to turn off whether it lies or not. We're going to need to have a rule in place, I think. Okay, so we can't have it say that it is a lie because we can't really change this message without basically duplicating our whole quest, or having some other rule as like a counter. It just feels a little overly complicated. So what we will have it do is if we say I think I found them all, instead of it sending an angry message, it's going to send WYSI dot check.
Check yourself.
And WYSI dot check is going to be our complete message for the quest. I don't know if this will work or not. We're gonna find out because it might not go in the right order. So WYSI dot check is going to be our completion message, which is going to send the message beta.gold. And bandit.gold should turn off this conversation. Bandit.gold. So beta.gold turns off this conversation, so we're not doing that check anymore. But if we haven't completed the quest, then it should make him angry. Oh wait, I was doing this on the wrong one. WYSI check. WYSI check, and then we turn off with bandit.gold. All right. So if this is up, we're going to get rid of these toggles. And we don't need it to be an asker. We basically just need it to be a relay. So we're going to have a message broadcaster. Initial behavior state is false, so it's not going to do anything. We turn it on with WYSI accept. I have a feeling that this will make him yell at us whether we've completed it or not.
I mean, I'm telling you, he just strikes me as an ornery person. So ornery, ornery. How do you say it?
I don't.
Good call.
Ornery, I think.
Ornery. Going to Google, seeing how she says it.
It's like ornery, but the last two syllables kind of slide together, so it's ornery. It's like a southern way of saying angry. Yeah, I think it's ornery, but it kind of slides into ornery.
Ornery. It just, I think we got a little bit of somatic satiation going on right now because the more I say it, the less it sounds like a real word.
All right. So we're sending Wizzy angry. Wait before broadcast. And Wizzy check.
Ooh, Lori G redeemed Backpack of Tears
Ooh,
top up for 10,000 points.
nice.
I will note that the online log. Lori G, if you want to send me your wallet info just to make sure I have it all up to speed. I know I got the form pulled up right here, but I'm not seeing you on it at first glance. One sec. Yeah, not seeing you on here. So if you want to send me a whisper with your information, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I don't know why he's yelling at me when I say I'm still looking. What did I mess up there? I'm still looking. Oh, it's supposed to send him just back to stop. It's this one that's Wizzy check. Now let's
whisper.
So we talk to him, we accept, and we say I'm still looking. He just goes back to standing there. And then if I interact and say, I think I found them all, it is unkind to lie. Okay. Is he going to stop his animation? Okay, good. All right, so now if I collect them all, oh, did I not set up this guy to collect? Oh no, I did. That's just a leftover sitting there. All right, now I have found all of them. I need to turn in. He's got the question mark over his head, which is good. Now if I interact, it still says a lie, but it's not a lie anymore. I think I found them all. He does yell, but it also completes the quest. So and he's not mad anymore. He's just trying to give a valuable lesson. It is unkind to lie. So it's just a statement of a fact. He's not rebuking us anymore.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So I think in my goal of having this be slimlined and simplified, I am adding additional stuff. All right, so we can have like a rule that would count the number of raccoons collected besides there being the quest to basically change his reaction to us. Or okay, so we talk to him, and the panda gives us the panda, as I was thinking trash panda, the raccoon. Does this Wizzy start? Message, and then we get this conversation. So I did not make up the term trash panda. It already existed.
I've been saying that all this stream and the previous one and the one before that. I think on this Saturday stream that I was not a part of, I actually logged into the chat for like 13 seconds just to drop the term trash panda in there.
I don't usually call raccoons trash pandas, but I think
Oh, I call them that all the
I'm
time. It's a
just
wonderful
absorbing
term.
it through osmosis. All right. So we don't want to have it be a lie necessarily. So that goes through Wizzy check, and so we need the check to deactivate after all of them have been found, but there's no message when we find all of them, only if we actually turn in the quest. So what we can do is we can use the rule system. We are going to make a variable. We don't need to show the value of it. Doesn't need to, or sorry, show rules HUD. It is off, and we're going to do a number. This is a local variable, meaning it's just our count. They're specific to each player and can only be used when a player directly interacts with the game world. So this is going to go up each time we interact with a raccoon. So it's local, not global, because global would be combined of all the players. Name is raccoon count. Value starts at 0. No display. And create. And now we have a rule. So we do have a collect message. I believe it goes to all, right? Do we have a collect message on these? Oh, we should link these guys to the quest too, even if we're not displaying them. And we can get rid of this one. We don't need them anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the one that I can't click. Come on. There we go. 9. So we're collecting. Linked ID is Bandit Hunt. We're not using the quest cursor because we want you to actually look for them.
You got to search. If you want it, you got to earn it.
And collectible. So we are having that collect message. So I guess we could have. This might have been useful to use an argument on the same message. That way we could have only one rule. But it's whatever. We can just have bandit and then just use each message. So we're gonna make a bunch of extra rules that we don't need. But it's this is such like a low busyness game. There's just like not a lot of things going on. So the fact that we have some extra rules here is not the end of the world. So math, we're gonna add, subtract a number. And this is going to be the rule set of bandit collection. Message required. Bandit.battle. Select the variable raccoon count. And value change. fixed value. We're going to go +1. And actually, we are going to show this on the HUD while we're testing. So we're going to turn this on to true and change this to shown at game start, bottom side. And we'll just turn that off later after we've confirmed that they're working. Okay, we're going to add, or we're going to clone this. Zoom out a bit. And we're just going to change this to all the other bandits. Bandit cake. I guess we can change the number. We're going to go battle. Cake. Okay, we're trying to use some good organizational habits here. You know, this is the kind of like boring part, but it's good to have these habits so that way when you're making a much more complicated project, you're not going, where's all my stuff?
Where'd all my stuff go?
Yeah. End of year. Then we've got gift. So I think really the more efficient way to do this would be to probably use, instead of using names like bandit.endofyear, bandit.gift, it would be better to do bandit argument 1, bandit argument 2, and then just have the message bandit no matter what argument would I don't know if it would work that way actually. But I think we would have been able to call this rule into effect regardless of the argument. Bandit.gift, clone it, bandit gold, bandit.night. So what each of these is doing is it should be adding a count of 1 to the raccoon count variable each time that we collect them. So that way, when we do the Wizzy check message, it looks to see if we have the right number of raccoons. And if we don't, that's when it yells at us. Oh, that was my neck. I don't know if you could hear that.
I heard that.
My neck's been bothering me.
It sounded like you broke a chicken in half. Jesus, man.
That's not an infrequent sound for my neck to make. Lead. Yeah, I do this with my head a lot, but sometimes I don't expect it to make so much noise.
You mean sometimes I expect it not to be audible to people around the world while streaming?
Right.
Is that what you meant by that, Alex? Because it was very audible. It sounded like you took a wishbone up to the microphone and went
around
crack.
the world.
Crikey.
All right, we're almost done here. Was that the last one? Yep. Okay. I was hoping to be done with this like earlier in the stream, and then we could have done the berry bush, but I think we'll save that for next week because this is taking a little bit longer than I anticipated. We got 1,
what are we doing
2,
to the berry
3,
bush?
4, 5, 6.
What's the plan
7,
with that?
8, 9, 10. Oh wait, it's gold that we don't need in there. Delete. And that was easy to find because I named all of them. I want to go to one of those chiropractors where they rip your head off and attach it again and you feel better. See, that terrifies me so much because I've heard horror stories from people who had bad experiences at chiropractors, and I'm like, I want that relief, but also I don't want to be paralyzed. because I have plans for moving around.
I have plans to move
I have plans to be
tomorrow.
able to do stuff from my neck down, and that's just a scary thought.
I have I have a really bad, like, I have like chiropractor horror stories as well, but they go in the exact opposite direction of what people normally have. Like, I started going to a chiropractor, and like the first visit, he was very active and he was in there and he was doing things and he was making adjustments. But then like, and the first and the second were great, but the third one, I feel like he just had like looked at me now as like a consistent customer. So literally, I would walk into his office, he'd lay me down on the table, he'd put some like basically Vicks vapor rub on my back, and then he'd lay a heated blanket on me, a weighted heated blanket on me, and then he would just walk out of the room for 30 minutes and come back and be like, "How you feeling?"
I could do
And I was
that
just
at
like,
home.
I was like, "Dude, I could literally do all of this at home. Why am I giving you money?" And he's like, "But could you?" But and he would like give me all these reasons. I was like, "None of that makes any sense because your words and your actions don't line up here, bro." And he's like, "But it's medically supervised." And I was like, "What does that even mean?" So yeah, that's my horror story. It's a waste of money. Well, at least with this one specific person.
Yeah, I mean, and I've heard good things too. I've heard people who have gone who like swear by their chiropractors. So I mean, like, it's just I guess I gotta go to one of the ones that people swear by and hope that it's
Mm,
not some sort of like scheme.
mm, mm.
Yeah. All right. So our variable is working. Our count goes up. So we need to check if the bandit count is 9 or higher. Um,
Mm.
just in case there's some bug that makes the number be more than 9. So that Wizzy check message should go here. We're going to compare, check if a number is in a range. And oops. We're actually going to put it right here. Why did it go in the middle? That's not where I wanted it. Move! What?
Fly, you fool.
To the end, please. No? Does it just not do that? Why? Okay, fine. We're just gonna we're gonna physically put it at the end. I wanted to be organized. New rule set. Wizzy check. Message required. Wizzy check. Wizzy dot check. If it's a value of variable raccoon. Oh, sorry. Number to compare is the variable raccoon. And I guess we can't compare it to itself, so we got a fixed value. There we go. All right, so we're checking if the raccoon count is a minimum value of 9. Um, isn't wait, is there a better way to do this? Rules. Oh, just compare numbers. No, not compare if it's in a range. Get rid of this one. I don't need a maximum number. I just want to check if it's above 9.
Mm.
So we're going to variable to compare is raccoon count. Condition is greater equals, meaning it's the same as or greater than a fixed value of 9. Comparison duration once. We just check it when the variable, when we do the Wizzy check. Message to send.
Wizzy check. Sounds like a call and response. I like it.
Um. Oh, can we not do an if not true? Oh, you know what we would send? We would do if it's false first. So our out. Oh yeah, no, we're just checking if it's under 9. That's what we only needed to send a message if it's false and have that be Wizzy angry. Because if it's true, then it's fine. It'll just complete the quest. So yeah, I was going about this backwards. I mean this part's fine. It's just the check at the end. Because our Wizzy check will complete the quest if the quest is done, regardless of this math check. So at this part, we're only checking if the math says we have fewer than 9 raccoons. So it needs to be lower than 9. So if it's 9 or above, we're good. If it's below 9, it's going to send Wizzy.angry.
Wizzy dot not awesome.
Wizzy disappointed. All right. Okay, so we've got our conversation with our raccoon. Begins this. How's it going? Did you find all the raccoons yet? I think I found them all. Does the check, which either completes the quest or has him yell at us. And I'm still looking. Stops the quest. So technically, you could refuse to turn in the quest, but that's on you. That's refusing to try to turn in the quest is the second option. So if you're just spamming E too fast, you're not gonna get like stuck in a loop of just accidentally saying that you didn't complete the quest. Um, so turn on message is Wizzy accept. Turn off message is the bandit.gold, which means that it's spawning the final trophy. Let's see. We should have a thing where he goes like, thanks. He never did say like that we're gonna get a golden raccoon at the end.
Maybe he shouldn't. Maybe it's a surprise.
No, because I feel like he should be like summoning the golden raccoon. Hey, can you help me find the 9 missing raccoons? They must be around here somewhere. We need them all present in order to summon
Form raccoon Voltron. I can just picture it now. It's a bunch of trash cans coming together to form a giant trash can mech. And the center one, like the black lion, is actually one of those giant dumpsters as opposed to just trash cans.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
oh my god,
It'd be
perfect.
several. It'd be uh yeah, an industrial, apartment complex or restaurant trash bin with just a bunch of cans for each limb with a raccoon inside of them.
That would be perfect too, because that could open up and that's where they're all sitting. That's like the hub.
Right.
Oh, it basically writes itself. This is amazing.
Honestly, that's such a good idea. I'm surprised I've never seen it before. That's
what I do. It's kind of my thing.
Raccoon Voltron.
Just popping out good ideas like, most people throw out trash.
All right. We do Wizzy check, Wizzy stop, and then this one. Do we even need this one? The Wizzy angry doesn't fire unless it does that. Wizzy check would go on to the next thing. Yeah, because we just need so we don't even need that second donut because we've got objectives. Message Wizzy check is what completes it, and bandit.gold Actually, I'm gonna have that message be Wizzy complete, and then we're gonna do like another asker that's like, thank you, player.
You're the best.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that donut back, but we're gonna clear out what we had in there because we don't need that. Awesome. Chat 2 is back. Objectives. Wizzy.complete. And behavior asker. Wizzy.complete. Did we get a winner yet for our?
We did.
Okay. Who was
Would
it?
you like to know who it is?
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say we didn't say it yet.
We haven't announced. I was waiting for a lull in the conversation to throw it in there.
We've been having a fun time
And
today.
we have. And this is an exciting. I mean, the fun just keeps on rolling. The good times just keep on coming. Because I also added the form to Twitter because we're once again, hi Twitter, streaming on Twitter or X, whatever you prefer. And the winner today came from Twitter. Congratulations goes out to Veronica again. You are now the proud owner of Wizzy's crispy singed orange hat. It was chilling in the null for a little while, so you might want to dust it off before putting it on, but it is magically wonderful and ready to rock. So enjoy, congratulations, and wear it with pride.
Could you say the name one more time?
Veronica again.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Wait, one more time?
Veronica again. Oh, I know what you're doing.
That's not the reason I did it the first time, though. The first time I did is somebody redeemed the Panda Pops party thing, and it was really loud and like droned you out. And then when I heard the last part of the name, I had to do that.
That's fair. I thought it was because Voltron, it had again in there.
The original Voltron were they cats? I thought they were humans, but the pilots were humans.
The pilots are humans, the robots. The actual mechs were lions.
Were lions, yeah. So so the raccoons are the pilots, and the thing they're piloting is trash cans.
Exactly. I would never want to trade a lion for a raccoon. So what we're going to do is we're going to trade a lion for a trash can, or in the Black Lion's case, a dumpster, and the pilots can be raccoons.
Right. All right. So we got Wizzy the Green saying, "Thank you, player. We can now summon the golden raccoon." We're gonna actually put some color on that. I'll make it shiny. I don't know if gold is a defined word color that we can use, but we'll try.
What do you mean?
Well, so named colors, like red, blue, green, can be used in the text with the color, bracket, open caret color equals
gotcha,
the color close. So I would think gold is one of them, but I don't know exactly what that color is going to look like. So if I don't like it, I can change it to be RGB values, or I could just say like orange. So we'll see how it looks. Summon the golden raccoon. Behold, over there. Too many exclamation points. And Wizzy Complete can do another animation on Wizzy of Enchant. We've got some enchant animations. We're say, whoa. And that. And we're going to do, the message is going to be bandit.gold. Okay, and I feel like we should also change his initial conversation to have the golden raccoon be in gold as well. Color equals gold. Color. And we should make this like bold or something. Okay. So that does the bandit.gold spawning. We've got Selects Raccoon. Bandit.gold plays there. This starts with Wizzy complete. We need to change that in the objective here. No, in required message is Wizzy check. Then it sends Wizzy complete. Oh, right. We need to add the animation. So we're going to add element 4. And let's pick an enchantment animation. I requested these specifically for the Wizzies.
Really?
Yeah, they're not used by any of the like avatar things as far as I know, but I did ask Giovanni to make a couple enchantment options. So there's this one, which is like a very long one, and then there's this one, which is more like the Doctor Strange, like making a portal kind of thing.
Mm.
And then this one
That's a good one.
is more the like crystal ball, or like enchanting over like a specific thing. I kind of like the very dramatic first one. Sleepy time for Panda. Have a great stream. Thank you, Panda. We're almost done.
Panda.
All right, so we're going to play Enchantment 1. We're going to play it on receive message. Wizzy.complete. And we're not going to have it infinite loop. We're going to have it send. We're going to go do, what was it? Wizzy stop. Message at end is Wizzy stop. So he'll go back to his original message there. And the conversation should already establish the golden raccoon spawning. All right, let's save and see if this all works. My phone's buzzing. It's because Lukus is tweeting.
Oh, I am. I was announcing the winner on Twitter.
All right.
I was going to say something else and I completely lost my train of thought.
How dare you? I never do that. How could you? I feel so betrayed.
I do it at least 30 times a day.
All right. So we're gonna pick up a couple of these beforehand, just to mess with things. It shouldn't make a difference at this point. We're gonna talk. Sorry, no time. Wizzy the green. And what? My color tags don't work? Color gold is not a thing, apparently. So that's surprising that it leaves the tag instead of just saying, sorry, you didn't say it right. Or like, it just, I would expect it to be invisible. Because the lie thing worked, right? How did I tag that? Yeah, okay, so it's literally just it doesn't like the word gold. So
That's weird because I also don't like the word gold.
let's see. What are, we're gonna go to our guidelines here. Docs.sandbox.game. And we're gonna check out.
That being said, why doesn't it like the word gold?
It's just see the color of gold is not typically the first one you think of. Like, if I say gold, what do you picture in your head?
I mean, are you talking about like on computer screens or in real life?
Well, that's the
'Cause I
thing.
feel like those are two different things.
see, when I think of gold, as far as like as an illustrator, as somebody who makes voxel art that is not necessarily like done for photorealistic renders, somebody who has like a more cartoony style, I think it's something like this
The
kind of.
golden skull.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I set up those swatches for the golden skull and that go in like the default palette. So those colors, I may have not been the original person to pick those colors. I don't remember. The color palette that's used is, I compiled it from two other artists in the sandbox and I added to it, and I don't remember who picked what colors. It doesn't matter, um but a golden color kind
It
of
was
like
a group
this.
effort.
I got this little Lego pineapple. So a color kind of like this. It's actually kind of dark on my screen, but you can kind of see the
It looks like
brighter
a
side
dark
of it.
orange
Yeah.
or a light orange or an
Well,
orangey color.
it depends on where the light's hitting it, but if
Yeah.
I can also catch like the reflection of the green screen on it, so it's kind of harder to see. So this is kind of what I think of when I think of gold, or my desktop background. If you look at
Okay, like the yellow and blue blocks.
yeah, that. So
Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of like animated gold, is like the yellow blocks that you have up there.
yeah. But computers can also, oh, I should have just said the flower that's right here, like in the background. That's the golden color. Or like the golden raccoon.
That color is actually called goldenrod, surprisingly enough.
Like if you look at all these items, most of them were made with that golden color swatch. You know, golden key,
golden skull, golden anchor. Golden,
you know, they all have this look. So but when you're talking about you know, the actual color of gold, it looks very different from that. So using that as like a named description in text is probably not a good idea. Let's see, is there a list? Color names, see below. I think this was copied and pasted. Oh, supported colors. Here we go. Here's the list.
Oh, it's so cool.
Orange is kind of what we wanted, but
yeah,
I think orange is close enough. So that's the thing. A lot of people would actually just call that color orange. I think of basically anything between pure red and pure yellow as orange. And people have different definitions of where they stretch that yellow and where they stretch that red too. But if I can tell that it's not a pure red, and if I can tell it's not a pure yellow, my brain goes orange. But I may kind of give Crayola names and be like, oh, that's a very reddish orange, or that's a very yellow
burnt
orange.
sienna.
Brown.
I have no idea what colors are.
They're a figment of your imagination.
I'm really bad at differentiating between colors. I wouldn't say I'm colorblind by any stretch of the imagination. I just, like the other day, me and my wife were having a conversation. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's salmon," and I was like, "Pink." She goes, "No, that's salmon," and I was just like, pink? And she's like, yes, it's pink.
Mahogany.
Mahogany.
All right, so we're gonna change these to be orange.
Salmon.
So salmon is a orange pink blend. But the funny
All I
thing is
know
if
it's
you
delicious.
raw salmon is very orange and cooked salmon is very pink.
That's an interesting point.
And somehow the color salmon is kind of between the two.
They were just like, you know what, we're going to split the diff.
Yeah.
We're going to take them both and just smash them together, and whatever pops out of that their blender, we're going with it.
All right, and we're going to say, I'm still looking, so nothing should happen. And I think I found them all. Huh? You didn't... Oh, you know what? I might not have told that to send to all. And now I can't talk to him again for some reason. He got so mad at me.
He shunned you. He shunned you.
All right, let's double check our messages here. See where they're broadcasting to. So we interact with them. So Wizzy check. Oh, I might not be able to change where these. Oh no, broadcast type is all. Goes to Wizzy check. Wizzy stop. Oh, you know, I think I had some toggles that are not properly set up at this point. So, we send the message Wizzy check. Accept turns this off. Bandit.gold. So actually, Wizzy complete can turn this one off. Wizzy start. Wizzy start is just sent by interacting. So we interact, and that does Wizzy start. That's fine. Farm salmon is more gray, and they dye it pink. Ooh. I mean, I think farming's like probably a good thing because there's a lot of people who want to eat salmon, and we don't want to
destroy the natural.
Yeah, we don't want to wreck the natural population more than we already do.
So Tom Voxel says farm salmon is more orange, wild is more red. And I responded with, I recently did a little salmon fishing in Alaska. I'm going to go back and look at the pictures and actually pay attention to the color. And his response was, oh my God, I was only joking.
The pink color's on the inside. You know that, right? It's their scales are like silvery, so they don't look pink. Yeah, okay, I was just making. I'm picturing Lukus is just going to be standing like a bear, like on a rock in the middle of a waterfall, just catching salmon with his teeth out of the air. That seems like a Lukus thing to do.
I did some noodling, if you know what that is.
I do know it. I know what that is because I have some Noodler's ink, which is a brand of ink, of fountain pen ink that is named after noodling, which is catching catfish with your by sticking your arm in them.
Yep, with your mitts.
That they have teeth though. Like you can get cut doing that, from what I've heard.
So fun story. One of the last times I ever noodled as a child, which is an odd statement to say. As a kid, yeah. My uncle taught me how to noodle.
Catfish can be very large.
Well, yes, they can. But you know what's even worse than the catfish is the snapping turtles that generally live in the same areas as them. And yes, I had a horrible situation where a snapping turtle latched on to one of my mitts. And that was a very long and painful situation. So, yeah.
Wow. What a life.
That was one of the last times I ever went noodling as a kid.
Those are the kind
my
of...
uncle would be like,
That's one of the last times I went to pet a dog. So
Same, but different. Ice Pilot
um,
asks, and you still have your hand? I do. I was a kid. I was pretty tiny at the time, but the snapping turtle was as young as I was at the time. So it literally got the in between on my hand, like right here. So it got through some muscle, but it wasn't big enough to take off any fingers or anything. But it was real painful.
all right. So I don't see why this wasn't working in the first place. So we send Wizzy check. We didn't do anything to turn it off. Um, Wizzy check. So it should be going to gameplay, game rules, and it should just be doing Wizzy check. The value of raccoon is lower than 9. Then it sends Wizzy angry. And Wizzy angry plays mad, and then Wizzy stop. And we have the speaker. I wonder if a rule can't trigger a speaker. I don't see why it couldn't though. Wait for message. Is he angry? I don't see why this isn't working. We'll try it again. But I do feel like we need something to happen at the end. So after we've done all the quest stuff, we need to be able to talk to Wizzy and be like, "Thank you for doing that quest," and just have like all the other logic be done.
Lieutenant General says it can. So I think that's in response to what you were just asking
I think so too.
or suggesting.
Maybe, I mean, we've defined the variable. It's right there on the screen. It's defined as 0. I think I found them all.
All of a sudden, your audio on my end sounds a little robotic. Are you losing bandwidth?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I may have just been. I'm just kind of turning into a robot.
Beep, boop, pop.
Okay, so he's still doing his talk. So he never got the stop message. It feels like the Wizzy check is not doing the checking that it's supposed to do. So let's try picking up some of these raccoons first. And see what happens then. So we got 5. And then we talk to him. And the check is not happening. I get the feeling that the check's not happening at all. So let's see. We've got the interaction goes to here. Goes to here. Wizzy.check. So we interact. We're talking here. This is where we send Wizzy.check. Broadcast type is sending to all. I guess we could send it right to rules. Except that then that wouldn't work with stop. But all should be going to rules also. So I'm not sure what's not working here. Let's just make sure that the whole chain is happening. Are you trying to trigger the rules system with a single player message? Yes, which as far as I know was supposed to work. Have you found that single player messages do not trigger the rules system? Because we're also we're also using local rules, which are local interactions. It does not talk to single player stuff at all. That was not my understanding. My understanding was that it did both. Interesting. Well, we've all of this logic is single player. So are we saying we can't use the rules system at all? That's going to throw a bee in my bonnet. I mean, I could do something to local or global variables both require multiplayer message from my experience. Sad but true. Yeah, that's weird because I don't well let's turn on the multiplayer simulator. Maybe that will change something. Da, da, da. Make up some things here. And it didn't work. Eh. Okay. So the way I've seen this dealt with in the past for people who are trying to do something similar is they actually make multiple quests. So the quest for finding the bandits would autocomplete, and then it would start a new quest like Return to Wizzy. Um, I like the idea of the quest being all in one thing because then um, I don't know if we have any plans for like a quest journal. You know, the experiences in the sandbox tend to be so short that it doesn't make a lot of sense to have a quest journal like what you have in like MMOs or you know Skyrim or something like that, where it shows the history of all the quests that you've completed in a list. Um, so it doesn't really matter if you have the whole quest line, like the one like overarching quest. It doesn't matter if that's you know, multiple objectives or all one objective. But I just like the idea of it being all one objective because the tools are there for that. I just really want Wizzy to get mad at you if you haven't completed the thing yet. Um, hmm, hmm. We could have. So if it's in multiplayer, we could spawn a single player item that might trigger a check for no, because it wouldn't work at all because they're it's a local variable. Lukus is muted, or is Lukus just not talking?
I was muted. Thank you. I don't know how long that's been muted for.
I thought you were just being very quiet and letting me think, and I was very appreciative of that. Uh,
I think we should both know by now that that's not going to happen.
It's not likely. Yeah, I was just wishful thinking, wish fulfillment.
But it's good to know how you really feel.
in this one particular moment where my brain is buzzing and very disappointed that I really thought that single player could trigger rules. And I find it weird that it doesn't. Lieutenant General is saying single player can trigger rules. That's what I thought too. So I don't know what I'm missing here. Because I was pretty sure I'd done it before. Let's just check the variable. Raccoon count is local. We know that this part works. Actually, that's proof right there. It's proof. This part proves it because the required message bandit.spook is being sent by single player items. Like these single player collectible, when we collect them, it's sending bandit.battle to all. So we know that that's working. Because the count does go up. So why is the collect message not going? That's the question.
Side note, Bandit Battle also sounds like a wonderful name for a game.
It does. It does. So, so we've got this message starting this asker. It's a single player asker. We'll put a delay on it. I like having the delay now. I didn't like it before because the delay would actually move the text when the buttons popped in, but they fixed that, so I'm okay with the delay now, and that way people don't accidentally spam through a message. Wizzy.check. I think I found them all. Does Wizzy.check go to anything else? Right, Tom Voxel? That's always the question, right? What did I do wrong? I do that all the time.
I think we just sent Tom down a rabbit hole. Vaya con Dios, my friend. It'll probably be a little while before we see you again.
So we know that this turns on the asker because we have been asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
So there's something in the Wizzy.check that's not going through. Wizzy.check broadcasts to all. That should be activating Wizzy.check over here. Required message. Number variable to compare. We're comparing raccoon count. We're seeing if the condition is lower than 9. And if that's true, it's sending Wizzy.angry. So maybe Wizzy.angry's not sending to all. Maybe. So somebody in the chat said that it can send to speaker components. But Wizzy.angry's not. Well, it is a speaker component. I don't know. Wizzy.angry is going to element 3.
Tom
Play on
Boxel says,
receive
someone wake
message.
up Cyber Dragon so we can sort this out.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing. It feels like it's a quirk that it's not working.
You know me and my game maker skills, they are infantile at best, but I'm following the logic thread that you're using here, and I don't see like a obvious trip up point yet.
Yeah. Plays on receive message one time Wizzy.angry. Because he's not doing the speech bubble and he's not doing the animations. Neither of those are working. And we're checking if it's lower than 9. If it's not lower than 9, create an SFX component. Yeah, we can do that. So I'm gonna use our trusty chairs here.
While you're
Chairs?
doing that,
Stairs.
we do have a question I know you can answer real quick here.
Sure.
This is from Play Game for Fun. They asked, with creating NFT frames in the Sandbox, tutorial example using 256 by 256 by 2, that's the biggest frame. Is there any restrictions for smallest slash ratio height slash width?
I don't believe so. I think it does. Well, it probably needs to be 2 by 2. Because I think it needs to be an even number.
Didn't you and me do that in a stream one day? We saw
I feel like we did.
what was the smallest
But
frame we could do?
it's also been a while,
Hmm.
and things might have changed since then. This is one of those questions where um, you could find the answer yourself just as fast as I could figure it out for you. Because literally, my solution would be to make a 2x2x2 asset, put a frame on it, upload it, and see if it works. Um, that's that's how I learn most things. So off the top of my head, I would think 2x2x2 would be the smallest. Um, but yeah, that would I think 2x2x2 would be the smallest. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna do single player, play sound, sound to play, and we're gonna do. That's a little too hard to tell. Um, we'll just have it start playing music. I guess to download the audios. It's taking a long time for them to start up, and I think it's because I deleted my cache earlier. There we go. All right. So it's gonna play the sound on receiving. Play condition. Play on receive message. Wizzy dot angry. And well, let's do Wizzy check first, and just make sure that that message is going out the way that we expect. Have an error, can't retrieve image data. That's an OpenSea issue. That's the Sandbox's ability to pull the image from OpenSea. So if you the rule about sizes and stuff is for the NFT frame to actually show up as an option. So if you don't follow those rules, you won't see NFT frame or image frame as a component that you can select. So the fact that you're seeing the component means that your asset is set up correctly. It just means that that particular NFT is having a hard time loading. It could be a file type incompatibility. It could be a caching issue. There's a variety of different things, but that the compatibility should be increasing, with each new version of the sandbox. Um, all right. Play on receive message. Wizzy check. Okay, so we're checking to see if Wizzy check happens. Okay, Wizzy check
We're
sends.
checking the check.
We're checking the check. And we checked the check, it checked out. And now we're checking the second check. We're checking the angry. Da, 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 So now this is going to tell us if the rule is communicating to this properly with single player. And it's not. Okay, so let's do a different scenario. Let's make sure that we can send a message to rules and then send it back. So we're gonna do message broadcaster, not multiplayer. Message to send is going to be test and logic. We're going to send to all and wait for interact. Okay. And then in gameplay, game rules, we're going to compare message is our test message, and we're going to see if raccoon count equals 0. And then we'll send test 2. And test 2 is going to be what starts our music. Okay, it didn't seem to work, but I also don't have any indicators on there, so I don't know if I actually interacted. Indicator, edit logic, display, VFX. Okay. All right, I can see a little glow. All right, so that's not working for that. Let's change that to back to test 2 and see if that message will directly make the stairs work. That does work as expected. So something in the rules is breaking that. Being able to make something in box set and throw in your game right away makes you want to hug something. Yeah, it's very nice not having to wait for the cache to update and Game Maker to catch up to everything. So much faster to get things done now. Game rules. Okay, so let's not compare a number. Let's see what other.
Go West asks a great question. He says, "Did you have logic set up and then go back in to edit it, or add a component to it?" Question mark.
I'm not.
I believe the
sure.
answer to that is yes, because you had most of the quest set up, and then you went back in and you changed some things. So maybe you haven't done anything wrong. Maybe he's saying that broke my logic. So maybe you're doing everything right, but for some reason, because you edited something after the fact, that's what's causing the error.
I did make some changes, but I feel like I checked back through everything pretty thoroughly. And what we're doing with the sound right now, we definitely um like checked. Like what I set up with the audio right now did not send a message the way I would have expected it to. So and this was a new addition doing the sound on the
Okay.
stairs. So I mean we can see if maybe the variable's like not active yet because it didn't count anything at the moment. So let's try that. And then we're gonna move this back to test 1 or just test and play. So nothing happens. So let's pick up a raccoon. And wait. Wait. It's not counting the raccoons anymore. It definitely worked before because I saw that number change to 9. We're in the multiplayer simulator now. No. Oh no. Oh no.
How you doing over there?
Mad. No. So it was a mix. Don't get don't get too full of yourself, Tom Voxel. Tom Voxel was right partially.
About what? Walk us through it.
This won't work correctly under multiplayer conditions. So we just can't use rules for this. Both Loot General and Tom Voxel were right. You can't send single player messages to rules in multiplayer games, but you can in single player games. But the weird thing is that rules can't send messages to multiplayer things in single player either. Like, at least that's what it looked like, because it felt like everything was lined up correctly to have that happen. So what we can do instead is
Yeah.
we can have a health thing. We can have something with HP get killed off by collecting the bandits. Why
Okay.
is
And what
Sand
will that
not
accomplish?
pumping? Sand did pump. Sand pumped like what, 30% or so when the bear market stuff started happening again. Or
Actually, it
bull
was more than
market?
that.
Yeah, it was like 50%, wasn't it? Will it reach
It was
all-time
like
high? I don't
56.7.
know. Nobody knows. If
My crystal ball says ask again later.
if
might be a magic
anybody
8 ball,
could
I don't know.
know, if anybody could know if sand would reach all-time high again, then nobody would ever need to work ever again, because everybody would just buy sand and let it reach all-time high again, and then everybody would be rich. That'd be awesome. But no, you can't know those things ahead of time. That's not the way money works. Um but I think honestly, I don't care about the tokenomics. I mean, the tokenomics has tokenomics is important. I think it affects my livelihood and other people's. It is definitely important, but I'm not interested in it. I've never been particularly big on that's. I always let Joe talk about the tokenomics when he was my co-host, because he's really into tokenomics.
I'm
That's
really
why,
into tokenomics.
yeah, this is why Joe's the CFO of my company. Because he's into tokenomics and he's into the math behind things, and he's he's into all that, and I don't really want to think about it, because I'm into making art and building games, and we're building the games whether the tokenomics are up or down. We never stopped developing the sandbox, making artwork, producing content, um, since the all-time high of what was it, $8, something like that.
It was like 750.
Yeah. So it's I'm gonna keep on building games, no matter what Sand does. And I think there's still an audience for the games, no matter what Sand does. And I think that is a good case for Sand, because it's going to hold its value and increase its value based on what people build.
Yeah, and you were actually correct. The all-time high for sand was 840. That was November 25th of 2021.
Okay.
And
I thought it passed
yeah.
8. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it passed
It
the
was
$8 marker.
absolutely insane that when it passed $8, we had predicted back in like the white paper days, we had predicted that at that point it would maybe be about $1. So the ETH pumping, everything else in crypto pumping, back in 2021, that was it 2020? Yeah, it was 2021 when it started. From 2021 to 2022, but I think it was more in 2021. All of that was like, the sandbox didn't do that. That was the whole ecosystem that did that, and that was like crazy. All of us were like, what is going on? And between Facebook changing their name to Meta, um, uh, all these Web3 projects starting, what Yuga Labs is doing, everything, just made the market explode in a way that, honestly, I don't think was really sustainable for anybody in the ecosystem. That was beyond the ecosystem's control. That was like external hype of people who aren't even in Web3, um, just stirring up that market. So a lot of stuff was uh, a lot of stuff had predicted to be at a certain point. Like I said, we were expecting it to stand to be around like $1 at that point. And then whoops, oh, it's $8. And we're like, what is going on? And I don't really think that was sustainable. Would I love to see sand back at $8? Absolutely. That would be fantastic.
Be wonderful.
Do I expect it to go to $8? I really don't know. Like there's so much more outside of the sandbox that changes the market. That no one token is like isolated. We're not operating in a vacuum chamber where we're not affected by um, what other projects are doing. Yuga Labs can do something great and the whole market pumps, or Star Atlas can do something great and they're on Solana and that can still have an impact on other platforms. Um, so it's all these different things pulling at each other. So uh, I think the sandbox has been making huge improvements to our project, and I think that that is what's important for the long term stability and growth of the sandbox is to see um, uh, the the tools and the game, which is what this is all for, to have those be solid is what's going to help with the longevity of the platform and the adoption of the platform, and then you'll see the token start to adjust to that. And yeah,
Throw something out
will
there really
an
quick.
investment in 2021 make a return? Um, I don't know. Nobody knows, but that's
Another
I would say the right time to buy a token is before you heard about it, probably. For most tokens.
So
um
one of the things I want to throw out there is like oftentimes people will jump into the stream and they'll say, like, what is the sandbox doing to make the coin go up or to push or to promote or what is happening? And one of my favorite things to tell people is go and follow Sebastian and Arthur on Twitter if you're not already doing so. Those men travel the world. Every day they're in a new country, it feels like. They're pushing, they're promoting, they're marketing, they're partnering, they're teaming. They are doing so much to expand this brand. And it's not from a rip now, dip later type standpoint. They're not out there just pushing it for that quick pump. What they're doing is they're pushing and they're promoting this marvelous metaverse for long-term sustainability. And it's a really cool thing to watch because I mean, every single time I look at Seb's Twitter, he's making a partnership in a new country. And I've never seen another business like that. I've never seen another model that works like this one. I've never seen another group that so cohesively traveled and, preached the good word of what they were working on. And it's really cool and it's really encouraging. And it may not be at an all time high right now, but like I said, every single time I open Twitter and look at those pages, I'm encouraged for the future. Not financial advice of any kind, but I think if you take more than 5 minutes to actually look into what the upper management for this company are doing, then you'll be encouraged too.
yep, definitely. Yeah, there's so much involved in the economics part of it, but I think the important thing to remember is that besides a token, multiple tokens, actually, land and assets and catalyst and all these other things are tokens. But besides the tokens, like what the Sandbox is it's a game, and we're building a game, and we keep
Yeah.
on adding new features. Um, the
It's a
if
game in alpha.
I haven't checked if that 12% pump and sand is accurate or not. Like I'm not looking at a chart right now, but
12.9
just
as of the past 24 hours.
great. And it was just yesterday that we had the staff meeting with a presentation on 0.10. And like I said at the beginning of this stream, there is so much cool stuff on 0.10. And
Yeah.
0.9 was an incredible update with some astounding features that have totally changed the way people can build games. And 0.10 is just doing the same thing. I mean, like the like I said, I don't know that there's anything quite as profound as the rules system in general for changing what's possible, but the new features that are coming in, not just like optimization and lighting and things like that, compatibility, bug fixes, but just new gameplay features are just really going to be expanding what you're able to do with the tools. So it's there's still going to be plenty of parkour, platforming, obstacle course type games, but what people are going to be able to do with like puzzle style games and multiplayer games and I can't say any more without revealing stuff that's not published yet. So I'm not going to do that. But I can't wait for everybody to see what's coming in 0.10 because holy cannoli, it's cool. And
Alex doesn't often break out the HC swear word, but when he does, he means it.
But we're trying to keep on this trajectory of these cool updates. So it just from I'm using the word season, not like alpha season, but like weather season. From season to season, we're going to be seeing these leaps and changes that are really going to grow the platform. And I think like that's the case for Sand. Is like this is the currency that's used in this game. That's in a lot of ways already fun. If you don't think there's fun games in the Sandbox, then you haven't played as many of them as I have, because there's lots of really fun games. We've played them on stream. And that number of games is going to keep on growing. There's last I checked, there was close to 900 games on the map out of it was 116,000 possible spaces for games. And that number is just going to keep on growing and growing. And
that's
the
just
number
the map. That's not even the gallery.
What?
I'm saying that's just the map. Like there's the
game
maker
you can
gallery, which has even more.
It's you can't really monetize on the gallery, so like you can definitely
very
make
true, very true.
If you want to if you just want to be a free creator, you can absolutely use the gallery to build single player and multiplayer experiences. So there's infinite opportunity there to create and publish your work. But if you want to monetize it, you really do need to either own land or make an agreement with somebody who owns land. And we've been talking about this recently, and I'm going to try to put together something for people to talk about, making partnership agreements for their land to, have a like a publishing and curation kind of deal. But and that's just what's right now. So like there's so much that's happened before, and we're just at this point now. There's so much more that's coming. A lot of it's easy with tokenomics to get like the 1 week long view, because we're going through like meme coin season, where it's like Joe was saying something in a meeting the other day of, if you're not in the first 5 minutes, you already missed it. With a lot of those meme coins, you got to know about it as soon as it goes. And the danger there is it's so easy to if you're not being very careful with burner wallets and all this stuff, it's very easy to not just get rugged, but like lose everything if you're not careful, because you never know what's going on with these meme coins. By the time enough has elapsed, enough people have gone through and like basically verified that this is a legit project, the pump already happened and went away. And that's the whole thing is just gambling with these meme coins.
It's buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah. and the lottery ticket is like either you win, you lose, or you lose your shirt. It's that's not a bet that I'm willing to make. I don't involve myself in meme coins at all. Like I got a little win with Dogecoin. Dogecoin had already been around for a long time. It had established itself as a legit project. And then I got a little fortunate there. But in general, I just stay away from meme coins. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Do what you want to do. I value stability and security in what I do, and so I just don't involve myself with meme coins. But those are like sometimes a couple day, 1 week, 1 month long projects that just are like a flash in a pan, and then they're gone. And some people make a lot of money in them. Some people lose a lot of money in them. And those are very like, I'm not trying to like be mean to those projects, but they're very like short-sighted. Like something like Star Atlas and the Sandbox and Axie Infinity
long term,
and all these, they're very long-term projects. It takes many years to make a game the size of these games. And we're not just making a game, we're making a game platform where other people are going to make games, and it's going to take them time to make games. What was that?
It's not just a game, it's a gaming world. It's a game for gamers to make games, content creation. UGC is king here, and the reason for that is because the Sandbox is providing literally all of the tools that everyone has ever wanted to make their own games. Every single gamer that sat back and thought to themselves, I can do this better. The Sandbox is giving them the tools to do it and removing the coding aspect from it. Like the fact that this is no code coding, like that's wild. An entire universe is being created around no code coding. And that's such a phenomenal idea because it takes the power and puts it right back in the hand of the actual gamers.
Yeah. So it's it's a long-term project. And yeah, I'd love to see it pump back up. But you know, we'll see. Like that bear market in 2021 is kind of a unique thing. Like that it's been, sorry, I said bear, I meant bull. That bull market in 2021 was a unique thing. The bear market that we've had most of the time since then has also been kind of a unique thing, and there's a lot of factors in all of that. So the Sandbox is doing everything that it can also. If the question is like, what is the Sandbox doing? It's like Lukus said, you know, look at what Seb and Arthur are doing. They're doing a lot, and there's a lot of people at the Sandbox that are doing a lot. You know, everybody's doing a lot of different things to contribute to this. So that's where we are with that. It is 8:15 my time. So we're gonna try to just get this one thing to work real quick here. Shouldn't be too bad. So we're gonna pass this Wizzy check message through a golden raccoon that we're gonna hide. So we're going to basically sacrifice this raccoon by finding all the other raccoons. And yep, gamey is a real thing. I don't remember too much about it, but I remember it exists, and I think it's a legit thing. I'm pretty sure we partnered with them. But that was a while ago.
Into it and talk about it in a future stream, but yeah. I think it
was a couple years ago that I last talked about that, so I don't really remember the specifics on it. Hey Vvox, how's it going? You weren't here earlier, were you? I don't remember seeing you.
Oh, ask her.
Ask her what?
I don't know. Whatever we're working on right now.
Yeah, Vvox, what you up to?
Just fix it. Vvox, fix it. Just get in there. Fix it.
Right now. Let's see.
Please and thank you.
Duration time. Oh, wait for broadcast. There we go. My brain got off of like messages mode. Yeah, no problem. I mean, we I think it's good that we've reattached Twitter, because I love our Twitch chat. I love our Twitch viewers, but I feel like we've gotten a little insular with our Twitch viewers, in that they're They're like family, and then we're just kind of hanging out, having a good time.
Echo
and,
chamber.
And we haven't gotten a lot of questions that get deep into like tokenomics and stuff lately because we just haven't had like fresh viewers. So I'm glad we've got Twitter back on to get those questions back in the mix.
I was just saying the same thing to somebody in a private chat. Like, I'm so happy to see Twitter back.
All right, so we're doing
X.
Wizzy. It's Twitter. Don't don't call it X.
I mean, for the babies in the chat who started it after the transition.
You're too young to be on the site anyway. All right. So this message broadcaster is only going to relay the Wizzy Angry event if it still exists. So we could kill it off with a health component, and we're gonna give it 9 health. So each that gets caught will reduce the health by 1. We don't need a delay. We don't need an instant kill message. We're gonna hide the health bar. Not invincible. Message to send on death. We don't actually need it to send a message on death because the message that we're having it send is while it's still alive. No damaging blocks, no healing blocks, not stunnable. Death event is destroy, and then we need something to damage it. So when we collect each of these bandits, they should be sending that damage message. Unfortunately, we already have them sending a message. So I don't think that we can have it send multiple messages. I just heard a bang noise, and I'm not sure if it's the door to my office or if my daughter's like up above my head stomping, because she does that
it's the
sometimes.
Ghost.
It's the
the ghost in your office.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we do interact with them. I think we can do it this way. We do interact with each of these to collect them. So if we put a speaker component on them and interact with them with that, that might also trigger what we've got going on. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the one that I can never select because he's right there. There we go. Got him. All right. So we got all 9 selected. We're going to add a speaker component. It's going to freak out for a second, and then now it's there. We don't want it to display any text. We're not going to have it look at the target. It's going to wait for message and interact. And edit the logic. The message it's going to send is going to be health. And it's going to send -1 health to a selected actor, which does it need a broadcast range if it's to a specific target? I don't think so. And we're going to get the golden raccoon. Okay. I think this might do the thing that we need to do now. Broadcast target. Okay. Let me just double check that these messages are going to the right place. So message send is Wizzy check. Wizzy check is going to this one, which sends a Wizzy angry, which will set this off. Let's hit save. and then see if this works. Come on, let's go. There we go. Okay. Play. And let's accept the quest. And will Wizzy get mad at us?
Of
I think I
course.
found them all.
Wizard the Green.
It is unkind to lie. Okay, he successfully got mad. And then once his animation is done, he goes back. Okay. Let's pick up a couple of these guys. Oh, I can see the hit points. I can see the hit points on our little raccoon friend there.
Mm-hmm. So if you murder him or unalive him, will those points go down?
Well, those are the... Yeah, his HP is going down, although we don't see his HP. Okay, Wizzy still gets mad because we still haven't found two of them. So we
He's
can't
such a
actually, because I
perfectionist.
have his HP set to hidden, the L key that brings up the HP bars does not work on him. So we pick up this one, and then we should see him disappear. Hey! And we can now turn in the quest. I think I found them all. He says, thank you. We can now summon the golden raccoon. Behold, over there. Bam.
Bam.
We did it. No,
Okay.
We didn't do it with a multiplayer test, so let's see.
I was going to say, can you explain to us what you did to fix it?
Yep, absolutely. I will recap that. We're just going to make sure that the multiplayer one still works. Okay. It's gone. And everything worked. It showed the quest twice there, which was kind of weird, but I think it's just because that's going fast. Okay, so instead of having... This is actually a simpler solution than what my first one was.
Okay.
In some ways, like I don't have all the rules now, and I only added one asset. So what we had tried before that didn't work was we tried adding a rule that would count up how many raccoons you'd collected. So if you had any fewer than 9 collected, and you tried to tell Wizzy that you found them all, he would yell at you for lying. And then if you did find them all, then instead of him yelling at you, it would complete the quest. But what we found out is that even though the raccoons could be counted up to a rules variable with single player messages in a single player environment, if we did a multiplayer simulation, it would not count up correctly. It wouldn't count them at all. And in both single player and multiplayer, either way, it wasn't sending the message back to Wizzy to do the angry event. So none of that was working the way that we wanted it to. So we removed all the rules. We have no need for the variable. Did I delete the variable? Because I can delete the variable. I don't even need it anymore. Game rules, variables, raccoon. Get out of here. Variable's gone.
Get out of here, you.
So what we did to fix it is instead of using a rule to check if we're telling lies, we have this raccoon that's a message broadcaster. And when we talk to, after we've accepted the quest and we're on conversation, awesome chat number 2, when we talk to Wizzy, it relays through the raccoon, relays through this asker, and he asks us if we've found them all, and we can either say I'm still looking, in which case his animation stops and it just kind of continues on, or it will do the Wizzy check message. And the Wizzy check message goes to our golden raccoon, who's going to be hidden underground, goes to him, and it sends a message. It basically relays it back. if this raccoon is still alive, this message will always bounce back to Wizzy and make him angry. So Wizzy check goes to the raccoon. He sends Wizzy angry, and Wizzy yells at us for telling lies. We did not find all the raccoons, and he does his little animation. So essentially, this raccoon is acting as like a not gate, I think, if you want to get to like circuits. So what we end up having happen is on every single raccoon, and this was the part that was simple to add. All I had to do was select all 9 of them at the same time. I added a speaker component. I basically turned off all the options on the speaker component because we don't want them to display text. We don't want to give them interactions. We don't want them to look at the target. We don't want them to say anything. All we want to do is when we interact with them to collect them, which is the thing that we already are doing to collect them, we have the interact, which does their message that spawns them over on these pedestals. But because we already are using a message here to spawn them on the pedestal, we can't use that same interaction to reduce the raccoon's health. We've now also had the speaker component that all it does is it sends a -1 health to the golden raccoon using this health message with an argument when we interact. So the same process we were already doing, just now the interact will spawn them on the pedestal, and it will reduce the golden raccoon's health by 1 point. And he's only got 9 hit points. So after we've collected all 9 of them, he disappears and is no longer there to send the message. And yeah, I think it's a perfectly fine solution.
Fairly elegant.
Yeah, it's within it meets my standards for not having a whole bunch of extra assets do things that I could have the minimum number of assets do. So yeah, I pick up a bunch of them, but the golden raccoon is still there. It is unkind to lie. It's also unkind to hit people with swords, but technically, I think, yeah, I can kill the raccoon, and now he's kind of stuck because I killed the raccoon, so it kind of broke his logic loop.
Would that be a situation where you would put make something like invulnerable?
Nope, because then nothing will kill it.
That's right.
That's what we determined earlier, is that the invulnerability check, all it does is mean that you could have the HP bar be visible, but then the HP bar doesn't work.
Gotcha.
And now I can't even turn in the quest, I don't think. Maybe I can. Nope, I can't even turn in the quest because the stage of his animation loop that he's in gets him stuck. But that's fine because we're going to be hiding this raccoon underground. So my throat is done. I can't talk anymore without coughing, and it's a good time because we finished the thing. We figured it out. I mean, I do want to put a message in that Wizzy will thank you for completing the quest if you talk to him again. So you could before, during, and after the quest, you can always talk to him. I don't like it when NPCs that you can talk to just stop talking to you. Like, they should always have some sort of interaction. And let's find somebody to raid.
I've got an idea for that one. 1 second while I pull up their info.
Sorry. Too long of a stream.
How dare you cough? How dare.
Boop. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I gotta go.
Bye, everyone.